our premise is the following, that a father and the man in the house should guard and govern the family.
On today's MYD Heart, we are going to touch on why fathers are pillars in the development of a child's emotional well-being, and how, unfortunately, fatherlessness is a delicate subject for far too many. The Fatherhood Foundation is raising awareness about the Impact Week that kicked off today and runs until the 23rd of July. And in studio to tell me more about this worthy initiative is the trustee of the Fatherhood Foundation, Bruce Hansen. Bruce, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Let's dive into it. What prompted the creation of the Fatherhood Foundation? And just take us through the foundation's objectives and what you hope to achieve through your engagements with fathers.
Okay. Thank you very much. So the Fatherhood Foundation was established by its founder, Carvin Isaacs, and it really stemmed from the fact that he also grew up without a father. And that specific pain has now become his purpose. And if you look at fatherlessness, the way we see it, and in our estimation, is that if you can restore the father, if you can restore the male to his rightful position, that male has a significant impact on the family, and not just the family, but also the society, and then the Namibian nation. So it's really stating the objective to say, if we can fix this one problem, all the other societal ills will also be addressed. And I mean, you can think about it if you think about just the high divorce rate, for instance, or if you think about you know, the increasing abuse of women. So those are all those ills that can be, in our estimation, once again, that can be fixed by addressing the fatherlessness.
And with the foundation, or rather, how does the foundation aim to successfully accomplish these objectives?
Yeah. So what we have is remember, this foundation has now been in existence since 2000.
Okay.
But only being formalized about four years ago. So we are a welfare organization, and we are registered with the Ministry of Health and Social Services. So what we have a number of initiatives that we run. The first one is the men's curriculum. So that's basically where it's almost like you go to a men's university. So there's a curriculum that you run through, just telling you about, you know, what's your purpose, why you should be doing things, you know, creating a healthy lifestyle. So there's a 12-month program that you basically run through. In fact, this Saturday we will be commissioning 4 men that have now completed that curriculum. So that would be one intervention. The other one is where we have male retreats. Okay. So that would be over a weekend, you know, where we just talk to males about, you know, responsibility, and we talk about honor and all those life values that make sense. Yeah. We also have what we call the Metro World Child, and this is now, you know, if you look at men, you want to speak to the younger generation early enough to start build character and show them, you know, what life is really about. So that's why we decided that, you know, it's important that we also infiltrate the children. Yeah. And then, you know, through character transformation programs, we then have an impact there.
Now, Bruce, you briefly just touched on, you know, the importance of the role of the father, not just in the family, and how that subsequently also affects society. Right. But can we dive just, I guess, maybe briefly describing the detrimental impact of fatherlessness on children, and also the challenges that are faced with Namibian fathers and children and that dynamic?
Right. So our premise is the following, that a father and the man in the house should guard and govern the family. So guiding the family in terms of, you know, this is the way you need to go, right? And you can imagine, if you were not guided, how would you guide your family? If you don't know how to guide, how would you do that? So it's guiding your family, you know, through life. Guarding your family, making sure that outside influences, you know, do not come in and you know, disrupt things, right? And governing the family And I remember, you know, we have a couple of times where people say, but you know, what is this governing thing? Why should the male be governing?
Yeah.
It really is, governing means that you establish a conducive environment for the family to thrive in, right? And that means that, you know, you have a responsibility to take care of your family. So if you don't guide, guard, and govern, what happens is that the child growing up, the child will have either an identity crisis, because the father is the main one that says to a child, and this is now a male child, you are my son. So he affirms the identity of the child. And that's why you find, you know, if you look at men that have not had that affirmation, they will do whatever to get attention, right? So it's important that the identification of a male, that one is confirmed.
Yeah.
If you think about, if you don't know what your purpose is, then obviously abuse will follow. So if you don't know, you know, how to use a fork, or what the purpose of a fork is, you know, you can use it for anything.
Yeah.
Right. And so we want to get away from this trial and error that our men have experienced. And remember, this is also historical. Many single female headed households that we have, you know, we had migrant labor system in the country, meaning that mom had to take care, you know, and your child had to now, the mother became the role model. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but a male needs another male to show him the ropes.
There's an element that isn't there that should be there as well. Now, with the triple G's that you mentioned, guiding and governing, in steps Impact Week, right? It's Impact Week right now, exciting times. I'm very much looking forward to it, because this is also something that I'm passionate about, the boy child as well, and how the boy child becomes that man in society that is either the good man in society or the bad man in society. So this is very much a topic that excites me and intrigues me. But Impact Week coming up, how can fathers that are listening right now, and maybe even sons listening right now, how can they join, and how can they be a part of this foundation?
Right. So we do have a website, so they can go onto the website www.fathersfound.org, and that would be the main vehicle for them to basically register.
Yeah.
Even throughout the week, whenever we have our sessions, they are signed. You can sign up at any of those sessions and say that you would like to become either part of it, or you would like to receive material.
Yeah.
So there's I almost wanted to give my cell phone number. I'm not sure whether I should do that.
Yeah. You're going to be getting calls all day, all through the week.
Yeah. And but that would be sort of the main contact points for people to get to become part of this.
Yeah.
And I mean, if I would encourage people listening that, you know, tonight we have active parenting. Active parenting, very important. It talks about the family, because the family is the nucleus, you know, and you can see all the attacks that the family has to endure. So family must remain intact. So active parenting, you know, it's a good event to attend, or a good session to attend. We have the Great Marriage that takes place tomorrow, and then there's the ladies event on Friday, and then there's the men's event on Sunday, and then the gathering of the children on Saturday for the men, and on Sunday the gathering of the children. So all of those, you know, are platforms where you can, you know, become part of it.
Yeah.
Right.
And you know, we're very much looking forward to it, and looking forward to a well-attended events as well, and just Impact Week, and that's what it's all about. It's about impacting. And just on that one word, impact. Lastly, if you could leave fathers out there with one impactful message, whether it's advice, whether it's just a reflection of what you're seeing, what would that be? Not to put you on the spot.
I would probably say that today, as a father, you can become a catalyst, and what you do today will reverberate in generations to come, and that's what we want to do. We want to build something that is generational. And I would like to encourage, and I would like to challenge fathers to say, look, you know, I need advice, because it takes a man to admit need and to say, can you help me?
Yeah. Beautifully said. We thank you so much for coming through and just letting us know about Impact Week and also just what the foundation is doing. And we can't wait to see impact and people's lives thoroughly change. Thank you so much for joining us.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
If you are listening to MYD Heart and wondering who I am speaking to, we have Bruce Hansen in the building, trustee of the Fatherhood Foundation. This is Skrypt in the afternoon on 99 FM.
MYD Heart was proudly brought to you by NHP. NHP, we are about you.